The hospital room smelled of hope and antiseptic, but when I woke up, all I could smell was antiseptic. I blinked. I had been up all night holding her hand, and the room was open to a sterile white ceiling that made you feel as though you were nowhere. As we saw our baby be born, his little cry filled the room. Amid the cries and tears, I laughed wearily, believing this was the beginning of everything. But suddenly, I sat up. My heart raced. The crib beside the bed was empty. No blanket, no small cap, no baby. The chair where she had been was also vacant, with only a folded jacket. No luggage. My chest thudded slowly. I called her name, Alyssa, gently at first, assuming she was in the bathroom. I swung my legs off the bed, ignoring the pain in my back, and looked around. The hallway was buzzing with nurses, but none of them were her. I grabbed my phone from the side table. No messages, no missed calls, just a photo of us from last month. My arm around her, her radiant smile, like we had everything figured out. I called and left a voicemail. My stomach turned, but not from fear. Not yet. I shuffled to the nurse's station, socks slipping on the cold tile. Maybe she'd taken the baby for a checkup. The woman at the counter looked up, friendly but exhausted. She tapped on the keyboard. Then she frowned. "Your wife checked out a few hours ago," she said. "Claimed she was fine. Took the baby home." I stood there, stunned. We hadn't even discussed leaving. I had slept through the longest night of my life. Driving home, the road was a haze. The car seat we picked out together, debating colors like it was the most important decision in the world, was empty. When I got home, it was too quiet. The nursery door was open, the crib undisturbed. The small plush animal I'd bought still sat on the shelf. I called out her name. Again. Louder. She was gone, cold and heavy. Our boy was gone too. No text, no message, no explanation. I called the police that afternoon. The officer who arrived was polite but skeptical. He took notes as I tried to explain. My wife wouldn't just leave. Not a new mother. I handed over the hospital discharge papers. He said people get overwhelmed. He'd file a missing persons report, but warned it might not go far. "She's an adult," he said. And since she was the legal mother, what she'd done wasn't considered a crime. The next few days blurred together. I called hospitals, friends, co-workers. No one had seen her. Her phone was off, her social media inactive. It was like she vanished. I stopped eating, stopped sleeping. The nursery stayed untouched. My neighbor, Priya, began stopping by with coffee. She was a former nurse, knew how hospitals worked. She didn't just disappear, Priya said one night, her laptop open on my couch. Not unless she meant to. She was right. Clothes were missing from the closet. Her favorite mug wasn't in the sink. Details I hadn't noticed. It was planned. Then the letter came. A clean, white envelope. The kind lawyers use for bad news. Inside, Janelle Carver, attorney at law, representing Alyssa. The terms child support, immediate financial assistance, sole custody. I hadn't seen my son since the hospital, and now she wanted money. I read the letter 3 times. It didn't make sense. I called Priya. She was there in 10 minutes, read the letter over my shoulder. "This is bold," she said. "She leaves you, takes your kid, and now this?" I didn't know what to say. Anger bubbled under the surface, but so did confusion and heartbreak. The next day, Priya introduced me to Silas. Not a lawyer, but sharp, bearded, calm voice, cut through the fog in my brain. "First thing in the morning," he said, "get your bank statements, texts. Don't pay a cent until you know where your son is." That night, I sat in the nursery, the crib empty, his tiny cry still echoing in my mind. I had no idea where he was, or if he was safe, but I knew I couldn't let her win like this. I opened my laptop, searched old emails, bank records, anything we'd shared. It was small, but it was something. The letter, the hospital, the silence. It was all part of a puzzle, one I had to piece together. Weeks later, I sat outside the courthouse. The building smelled like old wood and stale coffee. My palms were sweaty on the folder in my lap. The courtroom wasn't like TV, no grandeur. Just a tired judge, empty pews, and Alyssa, seated with her lawyer. Hair pinned back, dark blazer, unbothered. I sat alone, no lawyer, just Silas's words. "You don't need one today, just listen." The judge entered. We all stood, then sat. Her lawyer, Janelle Carver, began. Polished, practiced. "Alyssa," she said, "had no choice. Postpartum struggles, no support." I stared at the table, jaw clenched. She left, took our son. Never said a word, but her lawyer painted her a victim, said she needed help, said I had abandoned them. Every word was a punch, but I sat still. Silas had warned me. Let them talk. Then came the numbers. Child support, back pay, emotional damages. It was more than I could afford. The judge nodded as she spoke. I feared he believed it. Then he asked me if I had anything to say. I stood, knees shaking. "Your Honor," I said, "I haven't seen my son since the day he was born. She left without a word. I don't even know where they are." There was a pause. Then the judge said we'd reconvene. Outside the courtroom, Alyssa passed me without a word. Her heels clicked on the floor. Her eyes never met mine. Priya texted. "You okay?" I didn't respond. The anger now had edges. She believed she'd won. But I wasn't done. Back home, I searched. More emails, more clues. The next hearing came. She arrived like last time. Composed, confident. This time in gray. Her lawyer spoke again. More documents, medical notes, stories. Then Alyssa stood. "I'm doing everything I can," she said, "even though I don't have a job. It's been difficult. I have no support." Then she slipped. "I don't have a job, so I won't stop leeching off you." Laughter broke out in the back. The judge slammed his gavel. Her smile vanished. The room changed. She sat down, red-faced but defiant. The judge asked about her living situation, where the child was. Too vague. His pen stopped. Then it was my turn. I stood. "Your Honor," I said, "I haven't seen my son since the hospital. She left without a word. Now she wants money, and I don't even know if he's okay." The judge nodded, said we'd meet again next week. As I left, I knew one thing. This wasn't over. I'd fight. However long it took, because I was a father, and he was my son.